Hey, hi, hello. Good evening. Welcome to the middle of the week. I hope you are hanging on out there. You're halfway there. And hopefully things are going well. Hopefully you're not living on a prayer because that's usually means that things are perhaps not where you want them to be. Hopefully you got a better hold on things, right? Hey! Hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. It is good to see you as always. How are you doing? As for me, it's been a pretty straightforward week so far. Just like get up, work, do VTuber business, play games, eat, go to sleep. And now we are here. Glad to be home. Been a rough day. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully, your night will go better. Because we are returning to Forza Horizon 4. You know how this goes, right? We're kind of like in the big open world part where it's like, yeah, do what you want, and more stuff will open for you, right? So I think we'll continue along the lines that we've done before, right? We just start with a story and then do a couple miscellaneous races to advance those tracks, and then that'll be a night, right? And if any barn finds pop up, we'll do those along the way too. So, without further ado, let's get in here. You may have noticed something. Ah, okay. Ah, it's funny. I turned off Steam overlay appearing for this game, so instead of showing up the Steam overlay, instead just showed up the Steam client itself. It really, really wants me to link my accounts together, but I'm gonna keep on saying no. At the very least, the Steam window doesn't show up. Thank you, Game Capture. Let that be a helpful tip. Use Game Capture if you can, right? I think I need to go in here, right? Audio. Yeah, streamer mode on. Save and continue. And we're gonna get back in here. 7 hours sat in traffic on the motorway because someone jumped off the. Oh, Christ! Good lord. I do hope everyone's doing okay. Hopefully, folks get the help they need. That is not a pleasant time for anyone. Fuck, man. Huh. Oof. Meantime, loading screens. Oh, that must be a Fortune Island thing. Right, because of the lightning bolt in this sort of cathedral-looking building there.
Welcome back, rookie.
I noticed that they just start with the car at the property. I don't know, I'm used to Forza Horizon 5, where the car rolls up on wherever your property is. So, I mean, doesn't make too much of a difference in the end. It's just funny to see. Yeah, not gonna worry about that. Good to see your wind power served you well in your rush. Oh yeah, might have seen it on Twitter, but yesterday, I kind of miscalculated some store opening hours when I was running to do my errands, so I kind of had to hoof it for the last few in order to get everything I need. And it's part of the reason why I usually don't do errand stuff during the weekdays, because of just having like less time overall, and also because I'm not used to it, I end up screwing things up that way. But yeah, I managed to make it through, although I did cut it close a few times. It got a little hairy there for a bit, but okay, what's going on? Why you keep pausing, game? I'm in Forza Horizon 4 unless they want me to do something here. Okay, what if I just like exit out of that? Bro. I did notice that your USB chimed a few minutes ago. Oh yeah, it's cause I was testing my controller to make sure everything worked. And it seems to be working, right? I'm using my controller now, and then, you know, it's moving around. I'm using the buttons and stuff, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Why you keep pausing? Alright, give me a moment. Alright, back. And things seem to be working now. I actually restarted the game. Must be a controller issue, because the buttons keep switching between controller and keyboard. You might have a point there. You might have a point, because I did... Right before I quit the game, the window popped up that said, your controller is disconnected. So I wonder if it was just like sort of tripping the controller disconnect protocol constantly because of that. So nice that it's in there, but boy howdy did that cause a bit of headache there. Anyways, we're good. So let's pick a story, shall we? We have a choice between La Racer at Horizon. I'd assume they're an established personality. We have Top Gear. Oh, 7 chapters. Drift Club. I don't know about that one. World's Fastest Rentals. Oh, and I think those are the ones, huh? Since this one's close by, why don't we do La Racer? It's got a controller on there, so I'd assume there's gonna be like game-related stuff. I think I might have done this one already on Xbox, and if I remember correctly, it's just a lot of
Turn left.
Send up some like references and stuff. Should be British Racing Green Story 2 down in Broadway. I can filter this, right? Yeah, stories and businesses. All right. Unless it's not unlocked yet. That would appear that's probably the case. All right. La Racer it is. I have to confess, I actually didn't do most of the stories in Horizon. I think I did Stunt Driver and the Racer. No, I didn't do Taxi Service because I actually got the achievement for that. Yeah. I also didn't do like a lot of the stories in Forza Horizon 5.
400 yards.
I think I did like the Vulcho story and the donut story. I specifically did the donut story because it was part of that one playlist, and you could get like an extra car and points for like doing the whole thing. Oh. 5 stories are just god awful. I'm not too fond of them, actually, yeah. Like, I'm not expecting, like, you know, cinema tier writing because it is a driving game first and foremost, but I don't know, even as paper thin as 4's stories can be sometimes, there's
400 yards.
There's something endearing about him, right? Something about him that 5 lacks. I think 5 might have been trying too hard. Like, I remember the Vocho story was trying to make the car out to be like this sort of precious memory, but it ended up feeling really, really cheesy. Also, apparently, Vocho isn't a thing that a lot of people call the car in Mexico, so it was weird they would kind of fixate on that.
In 400 yards, turn right.
The donut story, I think, had a kind of neat idea where it split off into 2 paths and you could kind of follow one or the other.
Turn right.
Drift Club was like just felt like it was out of my league. I know I'm not the best at drifting, but still. Yeah. Shame they didn't bring back businesses for passive income. On the other hand, I don't think there was like too much in 5 that required you to have a ton of credits on hand. Not to mention you were like making it hand over fist, so it's not like you actively needed more credits anyway. Right, there wasn't like some sort of super high-end property that you absolutely needed to save up for anything like that.
You have arrived at your destination.
Alright, let's do the La Racer one. Hated the test driver one and the photography one if you want to save up for the most expensive car.
It's
Oh,
the
that's
Racer.
true.
I'm at the Horizon Festival in the UK. I'm at Horizon! It's awesome! Come join me. I'll be streaming every day. Today, we'll be counting down my top 10 favorite cars. And I've got a guest. Who? Just one of the biggest rising stars at the Horizon Festival.
Could
Number
have picked
10,
anyone,
the
but she
Ferrari
picked me.
Testarossa and Outrun, which is one of the best games of all time.
Hey, they
I don't
said
care about
Outrun.
stand-up or console port. This game is a classic. If you've not played it, pause this right now and go play it. Oh wait, great, everyone's back. Let's drive.
Yeah, they all came back because they bombed out like right in the first stage.
Get ready, go!
Turn around.
Well, at least this is the whole thing. At least we're starting with the rated segment.
In 400 yards, turn right.
You know, if Sega wants to continue down their revival track, Outrun would be a good series to
Turn right.
go to next.
400 yards.
People have fond memories of that.
Turn left.
You know what I miss?
Turn left.
I miss the Outrun. I think they called it Outrun 2, and then they called it like Outrun Classic Arcade when they brought it forward. I miss those.
In 400 yards.
Unfortunately, I know that bringing them back all the time is probably going to be a bit difficult because of the Ferrari license, but it would be pretty neat if they could bring it back again, at least once, so I can get it on Steam and not have to worry about it anymore until the hardware begins to outpace the game. And then maybe GOG can put it on their game preservation initiative.
Turn right.
Yeah, there we go. That's my galaxy brain hope right there. That's the copium I'm huffing right now. Give us the Outrun PC port so that GOG can eventually rescue it. We all spend a fortune in pocket money playing Outrun. I feel like you could replace Outrun with any number of arcade games. I remember spending a lot of it on that Simpsons arcade game. Remember that? That was a fun time, even if we rarely got past stage 2 as a kid. That game did get a re-release on the 360 era of consoles, though, right? Although I don't think it's backwards compatible, so I guess if you want it, you're gonna have to seek other means, right? man. Okay. We're just gonna restart. Not gonna go through the whole weird giga load period there. That and Sega Rally were the standout arcade games. Ah, Sega Rally. I miss seeing that in the arcades.
Get ready.
Along with Daytona, to be honest. Daytona was like super straightforward and of course had the theme song.
In 400
Everyone remembers that theme song.
Turn right.
Usually everyone was crowded around Operation Wolf, Street Fighter 2, and Mortal Kombat. Oh yeah, Street Fighter and Mortal
Turn
Kombat.
left.
It's always the fighting games, isn't it? Then again, those are like,
Turn left.
you know, the tests of skill. Not to mention the idea of being able to stay on as long as you keep defeating your opponents was probably a big draw. You always get that one person who was like super duper good and was able to almost go infinite.
400 yards.
Probably would, unless someone intervened or the better opponent came along, but
In 200 yards.
the whole
turn
better
sharp
opponent
right.
thing is usually a thing that only happens in like TV shows and stuff, right? In reality, what actually happens is that people like lose interest in the arcade game because why would you go on there unless you want to get repeatedly defeated by super good Mick Gooderson, right? Same person that would know all the fatalities and stuff. Ah, yeah. Good old days back when, before we had things like GameFAQs to figure out all the secrets. All we really had to go on was, you know, the one person who says, oh yeah, did you know that, you know, insert secret here? Do you know that you could turn this fighter into a scorpion and have them completely annihilate your opponent? Did you know that you could turn your opponents into babies? Ah, yeah. Fun times. Ah. In a way, I kind of miss Playground Rumors, because it did, like, give people something to talk about, even if it all turned out to be totally bogus. At least caused buzz for a little bit, right?
It was so relaxing. Racing and exploring and beautiful cars. I love games that do that.
I think you can tell, like, what time period the person is usually from by the terminology they use. I think that's been a well-established thing. Like, if someone says biomes, they're probably someone who's probably played a lot of more recent games first, right? Not wrong with that, mind you. Just usually you can tell that kind of stuff, right? Okay, maybe I shouldn't try to cut through these trees. They might be a bit too dense. Credit to Mortal Kombat for putting clues in hidden characters. Yeah. Just follow the trail. Alright, I'm beginning to wonder if even cutting through the road at this section is a worthwhile endeavor. Maybe we should just follow it until we get back to that curvy spot and then hit the gas. Gas, gas, gas. Gotta step on the gas. That is not a Twitch tag tonight, though. I went with Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Which is taken from, like, a really old car commercial where
Recalculating route.
that was, like, the theme song, and that's, like, that's all I really remember of it, right? Just a guy going zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah. Fun times. Mazda! Was that it? Oh, man. Yeah. It was a really, really memorable
Beautiful.
one just for that
I'm
reason.
pretty jealous. I would have loved to drive that. But I've been fielding questions and comments. My subscribers love watching you drive. This is gonna be great content. As soon as you're ready, I'll set up another stream.
Yeah, back when... Makes me miss entertaining adverts. I Can't remember the last time I watched a commercial proper. Most of the time, these days, if I ever catch a commercial, it's because I'm at my folks' place and they usually have the TV on. I don't even do that much TV anymore.
Got that MG running. Let me just finish marking up this event and I'll meet you down there.
Yeah, like most people I know will usually just stream shows, and you know, there's usually a way to skip ads there.
Welcome back, everyone. We're counting down the 10 best car experiences in games. I'm at the Horizon Festival, and we just saw the Testarossa rerunning the sun. It's time for number 9. I've chosen Smuggler's Run and this gorgeous 2016 Aerial Nomad, and we are gonna make it fly.
Talk about games that could probably use a remake.
Go, 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 go!
Oh, we gotta do it in just a minute 15, huh? Alright. Oh, is there just like one ending spot? So I'm not seeing like checkpoints or whatever. So if I just like beelined it to the finish. These days here, it's all bingo, online casinos, insurance, and charity since they banned fast food advertising before 9 p.m. Ooh. Somehow online casinos is permissible. What the heck? Yeah, around here we get a lot of sports betting stuff, and that's not really any better. In fact, in some ways it might even be worse, really. Oh god, 25 seconds. Can I do it? I think I'll be fine. You know the old saying, right? At first, if you don't succeed, try again.
Are you ready for another pickup?
There we go. That wasn't so bad.
I have got loads more content lined up. Just message me when you're ready.
Advertise gambling, then add to bomb the screen, www.gambleaware.org. The weird juxtaposition of that, right? It's like, gamble responsibly, but here's 30 seconds of some people looking like they're really living it up. Are you sure you want to skip out on that? Huh? It's weird. Gotta admit, it's weird. You know, I almost got a job at a casino. This was like a really long time ago, though. I remember, like, as part of the interview, they took us on the floor, a tour through the casino floor. I'm not quite sure why they did that. I ended up not getting the job. They didn't choose me. To be honest, I'm probably better off for that. Yeah, 50 free spins on their online slots. As some people might say, this is how they get you.
Not talking about Xbox and PC. I am talking about Amstrad and Apple, Atari, Amiga, Commodore, and MS-DOS. It's time for number 8, the Countach, and a speed trap. Let's race like it's 1987.
I'm surprised with like all the degree of name drops they're able to do
this
here.
Car just wants to go. So go. Blast past that speed camera.
Gotta go fast. We only got 2 minutes to get there. Were you going for croupier? I'm not sure.
Choosing the car for this one was so hard, but I have to love the Countach. Those angles, that paint job.
I have to wonder, did they tell the racers, like, alright, here's the list of cars that are going to be the game, pick 10 of your favorites, and, you know, your reasonings, and we'll come back to you and try to work with you to try to make all this fit.
Let me know in the comments.
Oh wait, target But 1 star is 130. And I probably should have checked the summary to see what the 3-star target was. Okay. I think I might need to brake a bit.
Wow, that is beautiful.
I bet I got like 2 stars with that. That was 141. That can't be like the 3-star thing right there. Yeah, that was 2 stars. Alright. Guess what? We're gonna get Giga loading screen. Let's go. Just think, if you got that job, you could have rocked an outfit like King and King of Fighters. Oh! I have to admit, I do like a good vest / long sleeve shirt combo. I don't know, it looks like that sort of kind of the high class kind of style. And especially more so if you know, the character who wears it is like someone who gets into physical altercations. Or, you know, maybe not physical, but also they fight in some way or another. Something about like someone who looks classy and also kicks ass is it just looks cool to me, right? It's like when the Batman series lets Alfred have a go at some thugs. You're like, yeah, Alfred, show him who's boss. They're like, yes, he's not just a butler. Or there's a reason he's Batman's butler, right? Are there any other characters that come to mind that sort of have that? Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
This car just wants to go.
I was not expecting the ground to actually be present, but I guess maybe it's here because it's like close enough to the festival site, so maybe they just like load the ground in here first, so it was here quickly enough before the car could fall through the world.
Choosing the car for this one was so hard, but I have to love the Countach. Those angles, that paint job.
I do like how after name-dropping Outrun and Smuggler's Run, number 7 is just like, yeah, it's a cross-platform PC racing game.
And if I'm wrong,
You
about
know
being
the
the
one.
first cross-platform racing game, let me know in the comments.
Like you just had to dance around the whole thing.
Whoa, that is
142.
beautiful.
Do you think
Bring it back.
142 is
I
the
wanna go.
3-star target? I probably check this. I should probably just continue, and then we can go to chapter select, so I know what to aim for. We're not just trial and erroring our way through this. Kazuya rocks a fine suit with that leather trench coat in the intro to Tekken Tag Tournament. Oh yeah. That's oh wow. Quick chat, game over, yeah! Alright. I'm glad they got that one in there. I guess since this is the games related playlist or story list, that would track. Alright. What's the 150? Okay. At least it's a logical progression. Although I am wondering how will I get 150 miles per hour?
How many of you remember the first cross-platform racing game? Not talking about Xbox and PC. I am talking about Amstrad.
But yeah, suit and
Apple,
leather trench coat.
Atari, Amiga,
That's
Commodore,
like 2
and
different forms of
MS-DOS.
badass combining
It's time for
together
you
to make
the
like
Countach and a speed trap.
I guess
Let's
like
race like it's
super badass,
1987.
right?
Right. This car just wants to go. So go. Blast past that speed camera.
Okay, I like how they giving us the 3-star target now. It's like, okay, we know you got the 2 stars, got up to 2 now, so we'll just display the 3 for your convenience. I'm guessing this is just that they don't do the UI change unless you restart the story.
Choosing the car for this one was so hard, but I have to love the Countach. Those angles, that paint job.
Oh, you know, I just realized. Agent 47. Mr. Hitman himself. Guy rocks a suit and
And if I'm
manages
wrong
to
about it being
sneak
the
around
first
and
cross-platform
assassinate
racing
all
game,
his foes
let me know
with
in the comments.
impunity. Okay. What if I tried approaching the speed trap from the other side? Would that give me a bit more breathing room? I do have a minute to get over there and build up speed, so let's try that. I feel like off-road is not an option here. This car barely does anything off-road, so gotta figure something else out here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
East Howard looks so good in that purple suit with white shirt with his hair growing out. Yeah, bad guys in suits is also an archetype I'm pretty cool with. Something about a high-class baddie that really just sits well.
Wow, that is beautiful. Bring it back. I want to go.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just take the 2 stars. I feel like if I tried to find some way to reach 150, I'll be here for a very, very long time. I'm not even close to it. 141. It's like maybe I could figure something out, but this is only chapter 3. We got another 7 to go. Feels so very English. I can imagine. Alright, let's see what car number 6 is. And will the racer name the game?
So we're back
Or
with
7.
more fantastic
Mubby.
games and fantastic cars. I'm Larissa.
YouTuber can't count.
And I thought,
More than 11.
We're in England, and Edinburgh's just up the road. So at number 7, no big surprise, it's Project Gotham Racing.
Ah,
and
shit,
the
Project
Ferrari
Gotham Racing.
355 Berlinetta.
Now there's a name drop.
Right.
First, drive this beauty over to Edinburgh.
Alright,
Turn
the fact that
around
this is
when
not
it is safe to do
rated
so.
means that, just, you can cruise there. OMG PGR, I missed that.
Turn right.
I wish I had the chance to play it. Seeing people speak fondly of it now
Turn right.
makes me wish.
In 400 yards.
I mean, I
Turn
could
left.
probably find a way to play it, but
Turn left.
yeah. Love PGR 3 on Dreamcast.
In 400 yards. Turn right.
You know, now that I think about it, if Sega put out like a Dreamcast Mini, right? Since we were talking about mini consoles the other week, I think a Dreamcast Mini might have done all right. Like, probably think of maybe 12 to 20 games to put on there that would have been all bangers that everyone would have totally enjoyed to have in one compact console form, right?
200 yards.
Got all the obvious heavy hitters like Sonic Adventure 2,
Turn left.
Soul Calibur.
200 yards.
I guess that would
Turn
depend
left.
on if Namco played nice.
Turn left.
I imagine they would. But then you could also have, oh yeah, Samba de Amigo, Jet Set, the Space Channels, I guess Seaman for shits and giggles. If they did, for the love of Pete, redesign the controllers. That would be the thing, yeah. if the only thing they did was like move the controller wire from the bottom to the top, that would be leaps and bounds right there. That would be absolute leaps and bounds right there. Yeah, it's Street Fighter Alpha 3 on Dreamcast. Whoa, nice. Now I think about it, Dreamcast had a lot of fighting games, didn't they? Good number of them from Capcom, even. Man, yeah, with Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Project Justice. Probably a bunch of others I'm missing. Oh, Capcom vs. SNK. How could I almost forget that? Fighting games and that controller don't mix. Yeah. Like most controllers, when you try to come back to them, are like a lot more awkward. It's kind of crazy, just like how much of a game changer a second analog stick is. PlayStation is kind of like a trailblazer in that regard. Tried to go back to his older controllers that only had like one analog stick, and sometimes not even that. It's just it's so weird, right? Oh yeah, Dreamcast did have Quake 3 Arena. Yeah, that was the one where the lack of a second analog kind of made things weird, right? Because instead of like using the, I remember they used the face buttons to do the whole like move forward, backward, and strafing, right? Because that was really the only way they could get like a fast-paced FPS to work. And Unreal Tournament did the similar thing. Although Unreal Tournament had the also unfortunate advantage of running like butt on the Dreamcast, especially in multiplayer. Which was a bummer, because multiplayer would be like the reason you would, play Unreal Tournament, right?
Turn right.
Remember, Quake 3 actually ran pretty well in that regard. You could do split screen like, alright. It wasn't going to be amazing, but
turn left.
If you were a kid and all you had was a Dreamcast in Quake 3, it would probably work well enough, right?
Right. Park it and loosen up. It's time to earn some kudos.
Haha, kudos. Really piling on the callbacks there, aren't you?
So, we're here in Edinburgh now. Just had a milkshake with a cake on top of it. 5 out of 7. Can definitely recommend.
Sugar
if you
bomb.
want to see me reacting to that, check out the video on your screen now. But pause it. First, you've got to see what we can do.
Is this stuff like Larissa actually does in their streams?
Go! Let's see some really skillful driving.
Ah, it's one of these. Okay. There's a good number of unique structures around here, so maybe this won't be so bad. Provided I don't smack into walls like that. Even Vigilante 8 got a Dreamcast port. Good number of games got Dreamcast ports, didn't they?
Let's see some really skillful driving.
Like Incoming, of all things. Incoming, that was like more of a PC tech demo. For some reason they turned it into like a full-fledged game and marketed it on Dreamcast. I remember getting the Dreamcast version, specifically because it was Incoming. That one's on GOG, right? Because I'm like actually curious about how that game holds up these days. Jeez. I just need like a good place with a lot of debris that I can just tear up and won't accidentally smack into a super durable, unpassable wall, right? A lot of place with garbage bins. Maybe me not running into trees and walls and stuff would help. That obscure Star Wars game that was like Twisted Metal, I remember that game very fondly. Ah! Wait, there was a Star Wars Twisted Metal? I admit, I don't remember that one. I guess that's... it was obscure, so maybe it just passed me by. Yeah, you can use pod racers and ATSTs and stuff. That sounds like fun. Man. Oh, what do you mean I can't just roll on through that? I think the intended thing they wanted me to do is just like drift my way through the streets like a absolute mouse, but Star Wars Demolition. That feels like a good name for one of those. Oh, you know, if Episode 1 Pod Racer and Jedi Power Battles can get remakes, maybe eventually there'll be enough of a demand for a Star Wars Demolition remake.
You know, I always thought that Project Gotham Racing needed a reboot. Though, being at Horizon isn't half bad.
See, y'all, the racer agrees. Project Gotham Racing could use a reboot. Someone get on that. Although, admittedly, that was like, 8 years ago, so, yeah. Surprise, surprise, it was made by the same folk that did Vigilante 8. Well, if you want someone to make a game in a certain genre, why not give it to the folks who can do that one well, right? Like how you know, the next James Bond game is going to be developed by the people who made Hitman, because yeah, you imagine what James Bond is like, right? Not running around with a gun in his hand for 90 minutes. IO Interactive could probably do James Bond some justice, right? That being said, I don't think we've heard anything about the IO Interactive James Bond game since they announced it, right? In fact, I think they only announced that IO was working on the James Bond game. I do hope they're still hard at work on it, because I really would like to see how a James Bond game developed like them would go. I'd imagine since this one is far out, we're gonna get to fall through the earth here. Oh yeah. Oh man, everything's even non-textured. Okay, you know what? What? Keep that on.
Go! Let's see some really skillful driving.
Oh, we actually did drop into the world in time, so maybe I'll just continue from here. You know that taking down objects while going really slow is a lot harder to do. Welcome back from the ads, folks. Twisted Metal spawns so many car combat games. Always follow the leader. Oh, Christ, man.
Go! Let's see some really skillful driving.
Hey, everyone likes the idea of car that does cool things, and vehicular combat definitely gives you a lot of car does cool things. Probably part of the reason why James Bond is so popular too, right? Because James Bond would always have a car that does cool things. Like, man, who wouldn't want to have a car that just, like, shoots out saw blades, right? Or has, like, you know, tire-blowing spikes in the rims. Or one that could, like, transform into a submarine. That would be my jam right there, let me tell you. Vigilante 8 had being a cool aesthetic being set in the 70s. Bet. That's also a nice thing when the game manages to not only pick a setting that's not often visited, but also manages to sort of capture the essence of that setting quite well. And the Vigilante 8 pulls off a 70s vibe, and yeah, good on them. Road Trip 2012 had you taking tourists to see the sights while fighting opponents. So it's like a combination of Crazy Taxi and Twisted Metal. To be honest, that sounds hilariously awesome. Yeah. Appropriately dystopian. I'm surprised no one's made another game in the vein of that.
Fantastic! I mean, that's incredible driving.
Wow, really? Only 80,000 points needed for 3 stars? Good lord, the taxi one is much more. It's much more than that. That was always the weird thing about the Horizon stories I noticed, right? Like, you'll have maybe 80-90% of the chapters, you'll be able to coast on through with 3 stars, no problem. And you always get that one chapter for some reason that has like an incredibly stringent target for you to reach, and you're just kind of just sitting there scratching your head wondering, how am I supposed to get here? You know, without having mad skills.
You know, I always thought that Project Gotham Racing needed a reboot. Though, being at Horizon isn't half bad.
Some people might argue otherwise. Okay, now I feel old. Road Trip was 1998. Yeah, 1998. That was only like a decade ago, right? It wasn't that long. Insert image of Freerin going, oh yeah, retro consoles. That's like the PS2 and the Game Boy, right? Wheel spin get. Alright, time for some free stuff. The Donker Route. I hope I pronounced that okay. Alright, next chapter. Donkovort. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you for that.
And we are back, and I'm almost over that sugar shock. Seriously, Edinburgh, what the heck? It's time for number 6, and this is special to me, because this is my ride! Just look at it! Thanks to all of you on my channel who made this possible for me.
I think it's Dutch with the double O.
Is for you.
I think that tracks.
And what are we doing? It's easy. It's Daytona!
Let's go away.
3, 2, 1, go! Rolling start!
Rolling start! Ah, that was the other iconic song.
This really is the arcade game. If you ever see one with a full cockpit and steering wheel, play it. Drop whatever you are doing and play it. It's almost as good as the real thing. Almost. Now, let me get in character for this.
Is she gonna sing? Is the next bit gonna go and La Racer's gonna start singing?
Time extended.
Oh. Okay, you know what? That's also a good one. That is also a fantastic line to put in there, actually. I hope La Racer keeps saying time extended. Super surprised they don't have her saying, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Maybe in a later chapter. We'll see.
That
Will be
time
appropriate
extended.
though. That would be appropriate though.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Although these days, I only see people bring that up just to kind of goof
Time
on it.
extended. Final stretch now. It's not even funny how much I enjoy saying that.
Now, if only the time would actually be extended, right? It would, like, kind of fun if they had, like, a short timer, and as you hit every checkpoint, you got more time on the clock. Although I'm guessing the way these stories work doesn't quite exactly facilitate that kind of thing. If it's not that, it's the animation of the mouse pointer clicking the subscribe button. Oh man, I have seen that. I've seen that a lot. It was always kind of funny because it felt distracting, right? You see, like, the person on screen talking about stuff, and suddenly this button appears, and then the mouse cursor appears, and you hear the clicky sound, and it's like, oh right, what were they saying again?
Lessons. And do you mind if I live stream them?
Hey, I know how you could get more practice. Have you tried looking for a Daytona arcade cabinet? Perhaps one with a full cockpit? But yeah, I remember seeing that animation a lot. Especially the one that has, like, the like button too, so you'll see, like, the pointer go to the like, click that, and then go to subscribe, click that. Up to a certain point, I kind of sort of get it. It is, you do kind of have to hustle yourself out there, right? Because you're gonna be, like, your own greatest promoter. When you start, you might not have many other folks vouching for you, so you really gotta let yourself be heard. When there's so many out there also vying for attention,
back,
well,
it's time to
you got your work cut out for
crazy.
you.
Or
Oh,
a little more
hey.
crazy. I don't know.
I think I know
do
what
you
you're
guys
trying to
think?
go for here.
I'm here at the Horizon Festival counting down my top 10 picks for the best cars and games. Time
You know what?
for number 5.
Oh.
This game was all about fun and big cars and going crazy. It's Crazy Taxi, and we've got a Chevy Bel Air to do it in.
I was gonna be honest, I thought they were gonna keep dancing around the name, but no, not this one.
Yo, I've got a fare for you. Get to Ambleside and do a crazy jump on the way.
Although, it looks like we're gonna end with a crazy jump. Sad news, a Daytona dual arcade cab goes for, 3,400 pounds. Plus 150 delivery. Oh man. So you really need to be into it, right? You'd have to properly commit. Good lord. If you remember right, Gina had the Bel Air. Ah, alright. Okay, since I like a whole ass minute 20 seconds, I'm gonna go back a bit further. We'll build up some proper speed here. Or at least a bit more than I would have gotten if I just, like, started over there, right? Crazy Taxi. It's one of the games I do want to play, at least for a one-off. Oh, speaking of Crazy Taxi, I heard it was, part of, like, the most recent, Awesome Games Done Quick, marathon. Oh, it was pretty funny because they played, like, the original version, and, you know, that one had a bunch of music that probably run afoul of, the copyright hounds, so the way they got around that was just having a live band play the music, and, yeah, that was brilliant and very memorable. Ah, man. That one was no problem. Was a license to print money if you unlocked that rickshaw. Handling was so good. I wish more games would have that, just more completely out there vehicles. Ones that made absolutely no sense, but they were awesome because they made no sense. Right, things like your armored personnel carriers in the Horizons. Who would drive that? Certainly not for serious. That kind of stuff you only put there for the funsies.
Hey, you all. Right. We're counting down my top 10 picks for the most memorable cars in video
So there's got to be like a
games.
rally game,
It's
right?
time for Sega
Oh.
Rally.
Speaking
These
of,
are the 92 Integrale Evo with all the rally upgrades. And no apologies, I am going to go all out fangirl on this one.
I imagine a lot of people would.
3, 2, 1, go!
Go, go, go! I don't think they actually said that.
Hard
but
right.
before they had the rally expansion, well, no, they had rally expansion for,
Very long, easy right.
Horizon 1. But it wasn't until 5 that they brought rally back. A little bit more organically into the game, at least. Tuk Tuk would be a fun one for the cult class. For the cult cars class. It would be. Easy left, maybe.
Hard left. Very left.
Yeah, I remember the other day my brother and I were
Easy right.
talking about old Sega games, and he brought up Sega Rally. We're trying to like look up the last game that was in from the Sega Rally series, and it turns out I think it was one on Xbox.
Very long,
And
easy right.
well, you know, there was this game called Forza Motorsport that came out, and
Easy left.
well, the rest is history, I suppose.
Hard left.
Hi there! Hello, Venom! It's good to see you. How are you doing tonight? As you can see here, we're doing a rally
Very
thing.
long, easy right.
I am doing a story called La Racer at Horizon. And basically, La Racer is just going through top 10 cars in video games, and we've just been doing pseudo recreations of, I guess, the video game moments, right?
Very long, easy left.
I think they do their best, right? Like this one is appropriately a stretch of
Hard left.
countryside, right? You're going through the dirt
Hard
here,
right.
so it does feel rally-esque. Yeah.
Easy left. Over a jump.
Oh
Hard
man,
left.
I'm not getting that 3-star target.
Easy right.
That does make me wonder. What corners can I cut to try to cut off some time here? Ah, you still have Sega GT 2002. Nice.
3, 2, 1, go!
Midway through the week, doing pretty good, and me? I'm doing pretty well
Hard right.
myself. Today was like a pretty big day, but the rest of the week has been pretty easy by comparison, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so this is the route we take. I'm seeing 2 points in which we could probably shave off a fair amount of time here. Since we only get like that 10-second grace period to stay on the track. Yeah, thanks for asking. In case, I hope you have yourself a chill time now.
Hard left. Very long, easy right.
Okay, so if I just bop through here, should be fine, right? Oh. Okay. Oh. Dang it. Can only just like not catch that tree. There we go.
Easy left.
sometimes you just gotta figure out a different route, right? If I could just, like, not magnetize towards that other tree. Yeah, there we go. Alright.
Very long,
Here.
easy ride.
Here's where I should be bounding through over the hill. I could go straight. I could probably cut off this time, but it'll probably be a bit of a challenge here. Tree magnet is in full effect. Boy, is it ever. Physics, why must you forsake me? Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just, like, try to go thread the needle. Steer a little bit to the right, because it looks like there's a bit of a clearer path that way. Okay, no, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. Might have to wait till a little later to cut through some of the track here. Okay, maybe if I went here. Ah! I like how the message on there has a period. It's like a stern parent. It's like being very, very ultimatum-esque with you. It's like, get back on the road. You have till the count of 10. 1, 2, 3. It's a good thing you don't know my full name, game. Ha ha. Eat it.
Easy left.
POV, first time driving with a parent. There you go. Okay, okay, I'm back on the road. You can chill now. Oh, I looked over, I see my models in sleep mode
Very
again.
long, easy left.
Hey, wake up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Looks like there might be a shortcut here,
Hard
too.
left.
Hard left. I was about to just... Oh. Oh!
Easy left.
Wait. They expected me to do that?
Jump.
Alright.
Hard left.
I mean,
Easy
it did
right.
cut a little bit of time. Alright, well, I like that, right? That was pretty cool. I like it when you do something, and then the game acknowledges that you did a
Game
thing.
over, yeah.
Ah, that's a meme. I remember when that was all over the internet, right? Anytime someone died, you'd have someone going, "Game over, yeah!" I mean, it was a bit of an oddity when you think about it. It's like, okay, so why are we cheering a game over? Speaking of, there was another game I remember that made like a whole ass song out of you dying. I forget. I think it was like an adventure game, and the song went something like "You are dead, dead, dead." It was crazy and hilarious. Like, as if saying "you are dead" wasn't enough, they made a whole ass song about you being dead. It's like, no, you really are dead, man. You are super dead. Yeah, don't be going too fast now. Slow
Hi,
down.
everyone. Laracer here at Horizon.
Ooh, we're
For
at the
this
top
next
3.
section, we're heading over to the quarry. See you over there after the jump.
Wait. Could this one be Monster Truck
Meet
Madness?
me there. This is going to be great.
Only a minute 45 to get there.
In 400 yards, turn right.
Yeah, slow down, man. That was what my mom always said when she
Turn
drove
right.
with me. If it wasn't
400
slow
yards.
down, it was brake,
Turn left.
right? Brake like a mile before we got to any sort of
Turn left.
stop signal or stop sign.
In 400 yards, turn left.
I actually did a bit of driving somewhat recently. While we were on the holiday
yards.
trip, I did
Turn left.
drive for a segment. It was on like a rather straight piece of highway though, so it's not like I did
Turn
anything too different, but I drove.
Take a moment, breathe, because this is gonna be intense.
Alright. So what are we gonna be
Hey
tributing
everyone,
to here?
it's time for number 3 on my list of great cars and great experiences in games. Multiplayer isometric racing madness.
Ooh, okay.
It's time for 850 brake horsepower of trophy truck. It's time to go super off-road.
I like how super off-road is not capitalized.
I know it's not top-down, but that's a detail. Slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
Oh, okay. It's a skills thing. But Super Off-Road was a racing game, though, wasn't it? Your first time driving was an estate car. Whoa. Actually, I'm just gonna restart that bit.
I know it's not top-down, but that's a detail. Slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
My first car, admittedly, was not that exciting. It was a family car. Actually, it was like originally my neighbor's car, but then they moved away, so they just so my parents and them just signed some papers, and they transferred ownership of the car to my parents, and then they let the kids drive it. And then when I started going to college, they let me have it. So that was cool. A real workout, cause no power steering. Ooh. Yeah, it's always rough when later cars have certain features that you've grown accustomed to, but then you get the car that doesn't have that. You're like, no. Now you gotta reacclimate yourself and not let muscle memory screw you over, right? Was nervous as all hell the first time, I can imagine.
Nice! Make sure to get a whole bunch of air and some drifts. Those always look fantastic.
Yeah, it's just like you're driving a car and you know, oh man, this is like a big deal, right? It's an expensive thing. It's a lot of money, and you want to try your best not to wreck it, because getting it fixed or getting it replaced is gonna be a big hit on your finances. Something tells me I should probably use the e-brake more. Yeah, the racer did say try to get more air. Or I should have done that without barrel rolling. Alright, can get that another go. Hopefully this particular chapter won't do anything absurd and require
I know it's not top down, but
like
that's
220,000 points to
Slam
get
this
3
thing around
stars.
the place. Let's see what you could do.
Because that would be absurd. Man, it's like the instant they detect you're about to land on the roof, they're like, all right, we're breaking your combo.
That's a detail.
So sad,
Slam
too bad.
this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
Ah, what? Tell me I ran into the environment there? I mean, alright, just have to remember not to go there next time, right?
I know it's not top down, but that's a detail. Slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
Reminds me of that one joke where a guy goes to the doctor and tells the doctor, it hurts whenever I lift my arm, what should I do? And then the doctor replies, stop lifting your arm. You are technically correct, but unlike in Futurama, that's not really the solution that they were hoping for, right? Trying to figure out a manual? Like, I'll never do this. Nah. Yeah, I really should be paying more attention to these fences, too. It's not just about the sick air, it's also about getting that sweet, sweet wreckage. Also trying to rack up as many sideswipe and landscaping bonuses as possible, I imagine. Ah, are you kidding me? I was about to drift. Random question: Has anyone ever driven in like one of those driving school cars? The ones where they also have like a set of brake pads on the passenger side so that the instructor can slam on that if they absolutely need to.
Nice! Make sure to get a whole bunch of air and some drifts. Those always look fantastic.
I drove in that as part of my driving school practice. It's a fun time. Thankfully, my instructor never had to use the pedals. Although I felt like for a moment, I remember vividly one night where I think they had me driving on the highway. I think they were like very, very calmly freaking out because they always kept on saying, hey, Azure, you might want to, keep in mind that your speed while you're driving. Hey, you might want to try being careful while you're driving. Still never hit the brake pedal. Probably for the better. But yeah.
I know it's not top down, but that's a detail. Slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
Alright, mental note, don't drift off a ledge. That usually only ends in pain and suffering.
I know it's not top down, but that's a detail. Slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
I'm gonna go off straight into the abyss. Oh, what you? Come on, that wasn't a roll. What the heck? I already got like 2 stars in one of the older chapters. I'm not sure why I'm trying so hard for 3 in this one. I don't know, it feels like something that should be attainable, I guess. After all you have to do is just like, drift, get air, wreck things.
I know it's not top down, but that's a detail.
And do as much of that as you can in 2.5 minutes. Also, try not to break your combo one way or another. And welcome back from ads. All your learner cars have those. I mean, it makes sense.
I know it's not top down, but that's a detail. slam this thing around the place. Let's see what you could do.
I also remember my driving test, right? Remember when I went to get my license and they had me do the practical exam. You know, was for us it was like, you know, drive around the block and do the parking thing.
Let's see what you could do.
And I remember vividly, I completed the test, and the proctor actually said to me, you know, I probably should fail you, right? There, you had like, I guess I had enough points there where I could have failed the test, but they're like, you know what? I'm gonna pass you. You can get your license. I'm like, hey, cool. They never told me what I would have done to fail the test, but details, right? Reverse around the corner and all that, 3-point turn, yeah. All that good stuff. You know, along with other mundane things like remember to use your turn signal, remember to look both ways before you turn. Make sure you get in the right lane before you turn. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Just gonna get 1 star and then move on. Could sit around all day trying to figure out the god combo to get all the points I need, but places to go, races to race, people to see, kinda, sorta. You know, it'd be really funny if this run ended up being the run. As long as they don't, like, run into anything. Heartbreaking. Driver runs into pole before being able to bank a really sick combo.
Maybe you even want a whole countdown about it. Let me know in the comments.
Wait, was that really 80,000 skill points on the dot? Yeah, we're going on. Had a bad time for my test was chucking out time at the school, so it was super busy. Ah, man. That's always rough. But it feels like you're just being pulled in like 7 directions all at once. Everyone's vying for your attention and demands 100% of it, but you can't. There's no way you could afford to do that. Alright, I just want to see what. 90,000! Okay, so it's not that much worse. Oh. Well, spoilers. But let's get in here to chapter. The penultimate chapter.
It's the Racer here, back at Horizon, back counting down my top 10 favorite experiences in cars. And it's time for Ridge Racer! We've got a Honda NSX and a Custo race route just for us, courtesy of Horizon. I love these guys.
Fortunately, we couldn't afford nitro. We left that back in Italy.
3, 2, 1, go!
Really, gotta cover 4 miles in 2 minutes. Ooh. Nah, I wish I had nitro. It'll be fine.
Wow, what a start! This is just what I wanted to see.
It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer.
400 yards. Turn left.
Sorry, had to do it.
Turn left.
Well, technically, no, I didn't, but I
Turn right.
felt like doing it.
Turn right.
If only there was a what the car chapter. Or split second. You know, they could have totally done a split second chapter. They didn't.
In 400 yards, turn right.
I'm actually like a little surprised that we haven't had another company try to do some sort of split second style game. I would totally like another game that was basically just like action movie chases the game.
Turn right.
This car handles astonishingly well, though. Look at that. The NSX, knowing that all that power from a 4-cylinder is impressive. You mean 6? It's a V6. Ah! As the old saying goes, restrictions breed creativity. When you're given a limited set of tools, you'll start thinking of unique ways to use them. It can be both a boon and a curse. Right, on one hand, it's like, yeah, you wish you got access to more or better things that would help more easily facilitate the kind of things you want to do. But on the other hand, look at what you can do with what you do have. It's usually pretty impressive in of itself, right? Oh, we're going down to the wire on this one.
Hang in there.
Nah, we're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright.
Beautiful.
We were alright.
I'll get that edited and posted.
3 seconds to spare, though. See, that one was actually alright, right? It's like, sure, I flubbed a few things here and there, but man, we managed to make it in the end. Although that one sounds Ellis swapped with the ugliest of ugly body kits. Brings to mind that playground chant, right? U-G-L-Y, you don't have an alibi, you're ugly. Yeah, yeah, you're ugly. Yeah, yeah, you're... Oh, wow. Checkpoint phrase. Perfect. Rocket Bunny is not for everyone. Ooh. We're almost at the conclusion here. What is going to be La Racer's #1 car? Let's find out.
Welcome back.
Porsche.
It's me, La Racer at Horizon, and we're counting down the best cars in the best games.
Need for
and
Speed.
We've made it to the top of the list.
Bring up Need for Speed.
This is going to be controversial, and it was hard to pick until I realized there is only one car that deserves to be in this spot. The car. Not the fastest or the most expensive, but it's hard to point to something more iconic than this. I am talking about the 911 Turbo.
Unleashed, you might say.
The car that's been in more games than anything else, with a turbocharged flat six and what I think is the most beautiful chassis of any car. But what game am I talking about? What game do I hear you ask? All of them.
In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
I mean, I guess if we're going for importance, then I guess in that case, this is a good pick for that, huh?
Cartoon games, sci-fi post-apocalyptic games, racing games, they all had one thing in common. You'd find a 911, or, you know, something that looked a lot like one.
Yeah, a pastiche of it.
The first time I saw one, I fell in love, and...
Hold on a minute, let me get some water for real quick. Wow, I just noticed my model does mouth opening. Ah.
judging by the comments.
Alright, we'll try it from here.
Most of you did too.
Oh, I just realized the... This is a speed trap, okay. So target is 120. So don't necessarily have to go fast, but probably a good idea to.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Alright, well, at least this means I can maybe take my time.
In 400 yards,
Looks like I might
turn
have
left.
more than enough time to get there, so a bit of time to try to build up some speed too.
Turn left.
Alright, it's probably on this road, right? Alright, please let it be 140.
Now,
Please let it be
open it up.
140.
Let's see what
Please
that
let it be
beautiful
140.
thing can do. So, that's it. My top 10 cars and games. I hope you've enjoyed this and enjoyed watching this awesome driving. Remember to subscribe for more
Yeah.
racer content and be sure to come back soon.
Okay, we didn't get like, comment, and subscribe, but we got close to it. The kit for the R35, etc. is nice. They did my NSX dirty. Oh. Call BS. No, Porsche should be on the top of a list. Ooh. 911 equals the ultimate Volkswagen Beetle. Ah.
These videos you're making with the racer, you know you got 1 million views already. At least a few of which are me watching on my phone. Speaking
Oh,
of,
you think so?
expect a call back soon.
Someone just called me, said there's a classic car abandoned in a barn near here, and then hung up. Weird, right? Does this kind of thing happen often at Horizon?
It's usually like 15 times every 4 years. It's weird. I know. Am I okay there? I don't know, for some reason I just kind of like had a sudden bout of hackiness. It was weird. That's why I like paused briefly to take a drink. Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I admit, I did a lot more speaking than I would usually do today, so that might have something to do with it. I will still try to do a few races at least. Progress through those tracks, because I know those 4 have like the end game races. But let's take a bit of a reprieve, shall we, and look for a barn. I'm looking for like a rusted out building. Am I hitting up any cons this year? I'm thinking about it. My one excursion to PAX Unplugged went pretty well. I guess it depends on, like, if anyone else is going. I'm not sure I'd go to one myself anymore. At least for me, part of the appeal is kind of... yeah, at least having, like, someone else around, and knowing that they have an itinerary gives me some sort of structure for the day. I guess the likeliest con I would probably go to is PAX Unplugged again, because, even if that ends up being like just another one-day kind of deal, I'd probably be able to do that. Although I'd have to try to budget a bit more so I can actually maybe buy some things there. Although I usually have to look more carefully now because most of the time if I just want the board game, I can order it online. So usually I need to either look for like special bundle deals or like the extras that you might not be able to get all the time, right? Like unless you go to Board Game Geek store, then you're very unlikely to get those promos, right? Yeah, nice cut back on the comms. I probably should. I remembered that Skeb does yearly reports, and I decided to look at mine. And, yeah, let's just say the amount of money I spent on Skeb commissions, I probably could have paid rent at least once. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got, like, tons of wonderful art out of it, but... yeah, I do need to cut back. I don't know, maybe that should be a resolution for me. Get 1 or 2 commissions per month, and maybe don't have them exceed, like, triple digits extensively. Oh wait, I think I found it. Turns out it was in the middle. Oh wait, is that a username there? Or are they elsewhere? Or no, they're just driving around. Anyways, we found it. We got the barn. I saw my tweet on Blue Sky about my number of scabs. Yeah. It was a lot. It was like
You
a
have
heck of a
arrived
lot.
at your destination.
Kind of thing that really gives you that sort of sobering reminder. I mean, it all just feels like fun, right? Especially since you got the currency conversion, right? I mostly deal with USD, so you know, you see everything in yen. It's like, oh yeah, that costs amount of money.
You actually found it. It's actually there. Wow. Okay. Be right down.
You don't realize how much it is until, you know, it all adds up.
Oh, it's a Jag. XJ, I think. What's that stuff on the front end? Either this bloke hit a hay bale, or he tried to keep chickens in it. Help me get it out of here.
You don't think it could be like alien mold or something, right? Don't touch it. You might
I'll
get some
it back
on
to the
yourself.
garage. See if I can fix it up.
All right, let's do some races. Poor XJ220 left in that state. Yeah, how dare they? Actually did all the races over here, didn't I? Oh wait, here's a few. I guess we can start on the west end and go eastward, right? Go on a little journey to the east here. It's a Jag! Speaking of goals, have any of you set any goals for the year? Any resolutions, as some might put it? I think I'm keeping mine like a bit shorter and sweeter, right? Everything that I can probably directly control. The one that's like related to streaming for me is to make more Twitch clips. Ironically enough, that is the one thing I don't quite do as much as I should. Which is weird, considering how many shorts I make. You'd think it would be super easy to just, like, go into a VOD and clip the right moment and just kind of throw it out there. And it really should be, right? As long as I keep up the pipeline. In fact, I should probably do that, like, either tonight or tomorrow, maybe. Just at least, like, clip all the shorts moments from this year. I'm gonna try video editing Venom. That sounds nice. You know what kind of video editing you're looking to do?
Turn left.
2 cons this year, and I'm trying to cut back on the smokes. You need to be in better shape. There. That's a goal to reach for. I wish you best of luck on that.
In 400 yards, turn left.
Yeah, there's always that joke that goes around. It's like, yeah, a bunch of people are going to resolve to go to the gym.
Turn left.
And then, you know, everyone gets their memberships, and maybe for the first few weeks, the gyms are, like, extra busy. But things eventually peter out and kind of reach a more normalized point after a while. And again, some people might actually stick around for it. And to those folks, they deserve the props, yeah. Thinks I'm gonna need it. I hope you get I hope you get what you want. I hope you get what you need. At least there's 24/7 gyms, so you can go whenever you want. Oh, I didn't realize those were a thing. Maybe they're just not a thing where I'm at. That is nice, though. It does help facilitate a lot of folks, especially those who might
turn left.
Have a different schedule than others, right? Some who might work nights and might only be able to go in the mornings, or some who just prefer
Turn left.
or to work at different hours. Because not everyone is, like, productive from that 8 to 5 time period. Some other folks are, there's some reason they just are more productive during the night.
Your destination.
Like me. As much as I probably shouldn't be. No, I can stick with the Fiat 131. Well, the obvious, so I can one day maybe try to do my own editing, but for now, I'm gonna try to do some clips from VTubers, streamers I know for exercise. That's a good start. Got some good amount of source material there. Thing is, by the time I get home, I'm ready to faceplant onto my sofa. Ah, I sympathize with that. Yeah, especially when your day job just takes a lot out of you. It's like, and you have to work at it for a long time too. It's like, well, what else are you gonna do with your free time except to prepare for your next work period? That's the kind of thing that can get you into a bad spiral real fast. No worse feeling than feeling like you don't have that much control, or you're not able to do the things you want. 10 hours driving a truck, plus an hour and a half commute each way. Yeah. 13 hours. Good lord. Consider you spend a good amount of those sleeping. Man. This is like part of the reason why people like working from home, because it does cut out a significant amount of time. Although, yeah, I know that some jobs that you absolutely cannot do that for obvious reasons. Still. Like, one of my friends, they were talking about how they would spend 2 to 3 hours driving to work. One way! So you imagine things were worse for them. Like, damn. Yeah, 13 hours in total. Ugh. On the subject of productivity, I noticed that Doom was ported to yet another thing. Now apparently you can play it on a PDF document. Like, that's a thing now? I have to admit, I did not read into the details, so I'm not quite sure how that works, but it's wild to think about. It's practically become a meme at this point. Or maybe it's like been a meme for a very long time, but yeah. Rule of Doom. If something exists, someone will try to get Doom to run on it some way or another. Does make me wonder. There are other Office programs that someone could potentially run Doom on. Like, can I play Doom on a spreadsheet program? Can I like open up Excel and play Doom there? Or perhaps someone created like a text document version of Doom. I guess that would technically be PDF Doom. Yeah, dance, baby. Alright. Thankfully we ended up there. So where should we go next? Actually I want to do the road race. We'll mix things up, right?
When it is safe to do so. Recalculating route.
Oh hey, someone left a board in here. We should probably clean that up, huh? How does it manage to stay still with that running water? I'm guessing someone put weights on it. Grateful that my commute to work is 1 hour at most. Ooh. Still a not insignificant amount of time.
Turn right. Turn left. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Honestly, a commute that you have to drive yourself is kind of one where it gets, like, super hairy because that's all you really can do, right? All you can do is just, like, focus on the road. You can't even let your mind wander because, well, you know, you gotta focus on the road. All you really can do is drive. And if you gotta do that for, like, over an hour each day, I imagine
Turn around
it can be draining sometimes.
In 200 yards, turn right. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Here we are. The Greendale Club Circuit.
You have arrived at your destination.
It's time to show this club who's the real road master around here. Why do they keep on giving me... Oh, is it because I'm Classic Rally? If I picked something else, would they offer me up a different set of cars? I'm gonna go back to the Cyberpunk car. Yeah, there we go. Modern supercars. I like this. Oh, you meant going is 30 minutes and coming back is 30 minutes. Okay. That's not too bad then. Yeah. Don't care about difficulty. Yeah, an hour overall. It's still a fair chunk of time, but definitely won't eat up your day. Yeah, I still remember the place where one place I lived where I had about an hour commute to work. Yeah. The days of having to get up at 6 a.m. 5 days a week to kind of get to the workplace on time, and leaving work and not getting back home until like 6 p.m. By that point, you're just preparing to go to bed, really. Thankfully, the area I lived in, I could run my errands after work, because most of them were like a walk away, but still. This is like part of the reason why I usually have a whole weekend day open for myself, because I did used to stream on Saturdays and Sundays, but I think that left me with not that much time to do much else. So if I needed to run other errands, I kind of had to work around that. But yeah, just having a whole day to do whatever I need to do just works out better for me. God, I'd forgotten how those tires are wide. I gotta make them stand out. Wow, you're right. Those tires are exceedingly wide. Kind of ridiculous how wide they are. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? We just talked more about commutes, really. And a tiny bit about the cyberpunk car. Got those birthing hips. At least 355 rear tires, if not more. Oh, man. I also like how the brake light is just the entire back length of the car. You love a light bar. To me, it kind of has like that right amount of 80s futuristic feel, if that makes sense. It's like the future as envisioned by someone in the 80s would think would be the future. Who'd have thought light bars would come back into car design? These kinds of things, they go in cycles, right? Eventually, what's old is new again. That's usually how things go. It's like, given it enough time, leg warmers will be back in vogue. Just you wait. Pretty soon we'll get people saying, ah, yeah, leotards, they're the in thing this year.
Check your metrics? Or would you prefer to push straight into round 6? I thought so.
Man, you're gonna just shove more racing events down there? Oh, I'm just gonna stay up here, if that's okay. First, let's get this fast travel board. Just, discount that fast travel a tiny bit more. Unless the board is on, like, top of a house or something, in which case, maybe I'll get it later. Ah, nope, it's in front. Alright, fast travel is now 28% off. Let's do cross-country. And then maybe we can do the road racing sets nearby. What's next? Shell suits coming back? Beehive haircuts? The mullet. Yoga pants.
400 yards.
Actually, I don't think those ever went out of style.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, they want me to switch to sports utility hero. Will do. They were just about to open up that car, but they transitioned over to the race scene. Like how the twink look never went out. Yeah, they just call it different names. But yeah, people, there's a crowd out there that loves a degree of androgyny to their appearance. surprising number of cross-country circuits, to be honest. Like, most of the time when I think cross-country, I usually just think like a point-to-point race. Just feels fitting that way, you know? Oh. We're gonna have to jump! Oh wait, no. Okay, here we go. We're gonna have to jump! That's another thing I do want to play. Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. Does anyone remember that? I remember that. I think it was like I was way back when I played Sam & Max originally and kind of fell in love with that. It was a bit of a telltale kick, and when they announced their next game was going to be a Strong Bad game, they were like, oh man, Homestar Runner, I remember watching that when I was a kid. I'll totally play this game. And then I did. And then I forget what it was, but I somehow got my hands on like a Telltale Complete Packed Steam code. Just got like every Telltale game released up to I think the mid 2010s. Which is a good thing because they delisted the Strong Bad game like some time back, so. You know what I regret not picking up? The Wallace and Gromit Telltale game. That was up for a while, and I foolishly thought, oh, this is going to be up for... This will be up for a good long while, but... I forgot, it wasn't up for very long, and then they went and delisted it, and it's like, well... I mean, I heard the game was okay, but I would still like to play it. Especially since it was like old era Telltale, you know? Looking forward to Nostalgia Blast when I play Toe Jam and Earl. I am looking forward to that myself. So if I remember correctly, that game, Back in the Groove specifically, started out as a Kickstarter project, right? And it was very specifically a game that would play very much like the first Toe Jam and Earl. I was watching the screenshots and everything. It's like, oh yeah. Definitely captured the spirit of the first game for sure. Yeah. Kind of crazy to think that Toe Jam and Earl is like one of the earlier examples of a roguelike. I was like, oh man, you were probably playing roguelikes when you were a kid, and you might not even have realized it. Because Toe Jam and Earl is absolutely one of those. I know before Back in the Groove, there were like 3 games in the series, right? Obviously, Toe Jam and Earl 1, which kind of started the whole thing, and then there was the second one, which turned into a 2D side-scroller, which most people weren't too keen on. And then the third one, which went 3D, but did try to kind of have a gameplay style similar to the original. If I remember correctly, people were okay with that. And then Back in the Groove, which very much went back to the first game style of gameplay. And seems like everyone thought it was okay. $19.91, yeah. It's a long runner. It was kind of funny because when I went and got it on Steam, right, you get like the previous updates, and one of the old ones was like, yeah, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary. That one was posted in like 2022. I think it's been around that long, though.
If you make it through this next round, I can promise you something big. really big. Like, 4 teams of Horizon scouts working round the clock for 2 months, big. Stand by.
How appropriate that I would start this game around December. And he would talk about, we've been working on this for 2 months. Oh, is this another one? You gotta get a narrow car. Okay, no. Thank goodness for that. Okay, we'll do the road race that's nearby here.
In 400 yards, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right.
The cursed cops circuit.
You have arrived at your destination.
Or is it Copes? Ew. Should probably switch. This is a road race. You know what? Let's switch it up. We'll bring in a different hypercar for this event, or supercar. I still remember when there was that rush to like just get all the video game projects on Kickstarter, right? After the success of Double Fine Adventure Kickstarter, it seemed like all the companies were just coming out to go, hey, we want to bring out that nostalgic game that you remember. We're gonna get it crowdfunded. You put the power in your hands to bring this project to life. And to be fair, they did see quite a few successes from that. Like, I think the Double Fine Adventure was at least okay. And, if I remember correctly, the original Pillars of Eternity was also a Kickstarter game, and that came out alright. I mean, there's a reason why they're making more games in that particular universe, I imagine. Oh, Bloodstained, right? Harkens back to the Igavanias. That was a runaway success right there. Admittedly, it was rocky for a bit, but they figured things out. See a lot of visual novels start on Kickstarter and stuff. That's true, yeah. And yeah, there were a lot of scams for sure, too. A lot of people coming on there to make a quick buck. Also, perhaps an unfortunate number of people who may have gotten in over their heads, too. Maybe they promised too much and were not able to deliver enough, or they kind of overestimated a bunch of other things, too, right? Like, you know, time, effort needed, scope creep, all that good stuff. All the extra things they would have to do for all the things they promised. There was one game I remember backing. I think it was called, like, Retro Squad or something like that, but it was supposed to be like an original take on a Flash game that was called Super Mario Brothers Crossover. Because the whole deal about Super Mario Brothers Crossover was that it brought in like a bunch of characters from different franchises, so you weren't to play Super Mario Brothers. So, like, for example, you weren't just playing as Mario, you could also play as Link or Samus or Mega Man. And they would all play like they would in their original games, and that was like the biggest fun about that, right? Trying to go through a Mario level as, for example, Samus. And yeah, Retro Squad was supposed to be like the original take on that, right? Instead of like using the actual video game characters, you'd have like, you know, legally distinct versions of them, and they'd be able to, expand out on that. But apparently they did try to work on it, but I think after a year or so, they put up like one last update that was like, yeah, we ran out of funding. Sorry. And that was that. Oh, and then there was also the Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden sequel. It's like Hoops 2, really long subtitle, I forget, but yeah, they had a Kickstarter project too, but they went silent for like the longest time until I think it was like 2020. And someone finally came out and said, yeah, the reasons why this one kind of fell flat, it's exactly why you think it was. And then they put out like everything they'd done up to then. It was like, well, at least we got some closure on that. Even if it's not the closure you'd hope, it's something. A bit like Sega did with Knuckles and Sonic 2. Yeah, that's true. Sonic 2 wasn't designed with Knuckles in mind, but they put Knuckles in there. It was funny, right? I remember like when I got the Genesis carts and they said, oh yeah, you can lock on Sonic 2 to Sonic and Knuckles and you get to play as Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I think I remember being appropriately whelmed by it. Right, it was like kind of neat,
when it is safe
but
to do so.
certainly a lot of things you kind of had to work around. And the fact that they didn't have the sound effects too, right?
400 yards.
Like, you know how they had like the gliding and the Knuckles is sticking to a wall sound effect? Not have that.
Hey, remember that?
I mean, I know it's like a programming
I picked it
thing,
up.
but
You can grab it in the garage when you're ready.
you know, it did take you. Well, it took me out of it.
Turn
Good in
around
theory, but his lack
when
of
it is
jump
safe
height
to do
was
so.
a real issue with bosses. Yeah. That was the other thing, right? Again, it wasn't designed. The game wasn't designed with Knuckles in mind. It's like part of the reason why in Sonic 3 and Knuckles always had the alternate paths, because you know those sections of levels were designed specifically with his abilities in mind. Wait, this is an off-road car. I should probably pick off-road race. I should probably pick an off-road car. Although the fact that Knuckles could appear in other games did have me just like theorizing, oh man, what if I like put on this cart, right? Even if it didn't actually work in practice, I just imagined what playing as Knuckles would be like in other random games, right? Like Knuckles in Streets of Rage, or Knuckles in Shinobi, or like Knuckles in 4D driving, right? Fun times. If you cheat your way to use Knuckles' routes with Sonic using a Game Genie, the camera would auto-scroll up and you die. Ah, interesting. I had to imagine it's just like some sort of unintended interaction with, you know, the code injection they did with the play as Sonic in the Knuckles sections and such that will just like cause the camera to just go haywire like that. Any other fun bugs in like games that you remember? I always remember the one that specifically they mentioned in the instruction manual. I was like, oh yeah, Eggman has set insidious traps all over the levels that you might not be able to get out of. I always thought that was like a deliberate thing, but I think, like, looking back on it now, must have been their way to try to cover, oh yeah, game's bugged in spots, but we're gonna try to justify it as, oh yeah, this is Eggman's totally sinister trap. Because I remember that actually did happen to me. I think I, like, glitched through the geometry and ended up getting trapped in a closed-off area. And I remember actually thinking, oh, this must be one of Eggman's insidious traps. When in reality, it was just like a bug. It was just a bug. I need to find that now. I'm sure there must be like a manual for online that I can read somewhere. It's like the kind of thing that it's like a new perspective. You realize, oh, that's why they said the thing they said then. The other one I remember specifically was the bottle glitch in Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It's like the way you could like convert certain items in your inventory into bottles. I remember trying that and I was like, oh wow, this actually works. Unfortunately, the item I replaced was like bomb chews, and then I go all up the way to like the final dungeon. And then there was that one part of the dungeon where you had to use a bomb chew to hit a switch. But woe is me, I don't have bomb chews. And there's no way Kid Me probably would have been able to throw a regular bomb in there to trip the switch, so, GG, I guess. Oops. I know of one, you can miss half of Metal Gear Solid. If you disguise yourself as a fox, it'll take you straight to the snowfield and the Sniper Wolf boss fight. Ah, that's a lot of fun. I know Metal Gear Solid has a lot of those, like, quirky things, quirky interactions. Oh, and we're in that. Yeah, the kind of thing, it's like, well, most people probably aren't going to just run into it by accident, but if you like think laterally and try something absolutely wild, it'll be acknowledged in one way or another. Like, what was it? The one I remember was I'll bring it up when we come back, but yeah. These laps last quite a while. Almost 2 minutes. Probably says something when I feel like two minutes for a lap in Forza Horizon is long. It really isn't. I feel like Horizon, at the very least, respects your time. There isn't a race that lasts more than 10 minutes, unless it's like one of the endgame races. Sprint races are like where it's really short, because those also don't last up to 2 minutes, but you know, since you're driving from point to point, they don't last that long to begin with. Oh, and we're back. Yeah, I remember, was it in Metal Gear Solid 3, you could defeat a boss just by advancing your system clock like a certain amount of time. I always thought that was hilarious. And then I think there was like a part in Metroid Fusion where if you got like the speed booster ability and then used like a special technique to get to an area earlier than you normally would, the game would actually acknowledge that you did that particular technique. And it was like the Shine Spark, and they would actually like call it out by names, like, ah, I see you know how to use the Shine Spark, or something like that.
Arrived at your destination.
That was pretty neat. Alright. I think I could actually just stick with this Jeep here. I think I said before I need to get the DLC cars, and I have not gotten to do that yet. Maybe this weekend. I just smacked that cone aside, like, get out of my way, I need to get to the starting line. Oh man. Split-second flashbacks right there for some reason. You can get soft lock in Sonic 2, a Game Genie, and debug mode. Fast forward to the end of Oil Ocean, the camera will pan up, but the boss won't appear. Oh man. The soft locks, man, the soft locks. Always a bummer when that happens. Although if I remember correctly, Game Genie does label certain codes as like high-risk codes. It's like, oh yeah, you can enter these to get some really cool effects, but keep in mind that it might cause your game to become unplayable. Sonic 1, you can auto-end a level by using debug mode, place an animal box thingy, and it's act over. Yeah, I always thought the debug mode in the Genesis Sonic games was absolutely wild. I mean, obviously it was like a dev tool, not meant for players to uncover, but it was like an uncommon set of actions. I was like, yeah, well, who's gonna... Unless you know of it, you're not gonna go out of your way to try to find some combination of inputs to get the debug mode, right? Super handy for the end bosses that have no rings. Oh, yeah. I still remember the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where you gotta go through the entire final level with 0 rings. You basically had to no hit run the whole thing, enforced. Oh, and that was the end. Man, it was only like one wheel spin that I saw a houndstooth skirt.
Nice paint job. Why not show the artist some love with a rating?
Yeah, sure, I'll give them a like. Don't know if they're around to receive the like, but hey, I like your livery. It's a good livery. Okay, I did both races here. You know what? We haven't done a street race for a while. Let's do a street race.
It's safe to do so. 200 yards.
You know what was real funny about the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 final boss? I somehow didn't realize that you had to jump up to its head to hit it. For some reason, I found success like going to the back and then hitting it on the bottom. For some reason that also hurt it, so I thought that was like what you actually had to do. And I remember getting super frustrated because sometimes I would miscalculate the jump and hit the part that would cause me to die and have me restart the whole thing over. And eventually I would lose all my lives and all my continues and be like, well, I guess that was another day done. Another day in which I have not beaten Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
You have arrived at your destination.
But now I know that the proper way to fight the Death Egg robot in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is to jump up and smack it in the head. Oh, probably just do that. Might be a good source for like a 1 or a 2 and done, right? Just play Sonic the Hedgehog. At least do like 1, 2, then 3 and Knuckles. 3 and Knuckles will take a few sessions, but the other 2, I might be able to 1 and done those, right? Screw it, we're taking the Huracan again. Can glitch Streets of Rage with a Game Genie Infinite Specials, level 3 boss fight against Abadare on the beach. You can really cheese your score to the maximum. You take that boss over to Sonic 3 final boss with the hands. Yeah, that one felt trickier, because there's like that narrow window you could actually jump through to actually hit it. Too high and you smack the head spikes, and too low, well, it's gonna command to grab you. Which made it real nice when in the Sonic 3 and Knuckles version. If you played as Tails or Sonic, you didn't have to fight that boss at all. Knuckles, unfortunately, he had to fight it. And with his reduced jump height, that boss was an absolute bear to battle. Poor guy got done dirty. And it all, well, most of it stems from his jump height. Okay, they had a camera icon over one of these cars. Why are you saying no new cars in shot? Am I not close enough? Is this close enough for you? There we go. Mercedes-Benz. Alright, now we can go back to the races. I don't remember. Street races. Oh, wow. Rather unfortunate for that vehicle there. Smacking into traffic. Losing some progress. Oh, boy. Although I'm not really doing that much better. It's only 40%. I can still overtake them at some point. Oh, why couldn't one of you run into that car? There we go. Oh yeah. 2 to go. Take it here. Ah! Somehow did not account for the rock fence. Some of those Knuckles levels were such a slog to get through. They were. They were. Well, since I'm close enough, I think I can take a picture now, right? Get that Hoonigan recorded. Out of my way, buddy. Got a street race to win. Yeah. Oh yeah. And in his Dreamcast incarnation, he did the Emerald Hunt. Yeah. The Adventure series came out in that era where it seemed like people wanted, like, variety in their games, right? You couldn't just have, like, the one thing and do it well. You had to have, like, a variety of things to do. So we got things like Sonic Adventure, where each character had a different playstyle. Or like, say, other platformers, which includes mini games out the wazoo. Or, you know, your various sports games that included like a bunch of side events.
That's the
Or
cutoff.
racing games,
A lot
which
of
include
really solid
a
drivers are
bunch
going
of
home,
alternate
but
game
you're
modes.
through. What can I say? Only the fastest survive in street scene.
Sega just trolled us with the moving emerald pieces or putting them in hard places. And then in Sonic Adventure 2, nerfed the radar so that you could only find... so that it would only track the next piece. Ugh. I'm still salty about that, even to this day. Apart from artificially lengthening the levels, what purpose did that serve? Seriously. No, it was just fun, like, you know, flying around and seeing the 3 various radars just like pop off at different rates.
In 400
You know, looking
yards,
at you, meteor
turn
head.
sharp left.
And then in Sonic Adventure 2, there was that one Rouge level that was on a time limit too.
In 100 yards.
So, you know, you add that on like top of the fact that you could only track them down one after the other. It's like, you really had to go at breakneck speed or you're probably gonna lose. Pretty sure I had to retry that one a bunch of times before I could actually get past it. Who the heck put all these rocks here? You know what? I don't just like go up the road from here on out. I don't care about Forza-thon Live. We'll just let that notif time out.
You have arrived at your destination.
Alright. Let's take the Jeep, I guess. I was gonna say I still don't care, but thankfully they seem to have taken that out. Because they know I'm entering a single-player race event. Aha. Seribot doing its work. I just got a message from Automod that said they are blocking a message. And it's very obviously a spam message, so good work. Something like that Cherokee would be great for your con road trips with all the space for luggage. Oh man. I can imagine all the cosplay props I could just throw in there. That was always the thing about me when I went to cons back when I did it regularly and also cosplayed. I was the one guy who took like a ton of luggage. Like when I was like traveling with other friends and they would come to pick me up, they would just like see me come out of the house with like 3 or 4 bags and they'd be like, Jesus, Azure. In the meantime, they're bringing just like maybe 1 or 2 bags because they don't cosplay. I think it might also have been partially because I kind of pre-bring all my food with me, as opposed to my friends who usually stop by a store along the way to pick up food for the con. Right, they'll usually go to like Walmart or Target or something like that. Yeah, they're traveling light, and I have enough stuff to sink a ship with. Absolutely. Right, I'm that person. Right, what was her name from Spaceballs? When they're traveling through the desert, and everyone's just like absolutely exhausted and stuff, and she's just like got the carry-on with her and a ton of other bags. That's me. You know, once I properly live 2D debut, and once I get a Discord server set up, one of the things I do want to do is like movie watch-alongs. 'Cause I know other VTubers do them occasionally, and I think that would be a fun thing to do every now and then. I only say that because one of those movies on the list would absolutely be Spaceballs. Gotta do the Spaceballs night. It's hilarious. And along with that, we could do Airplane, of course, Naked Gun series, the Hot Shot series. Just go through all the parody films, all the fun parody films. Rest in peace, Leslie Nielsen. For Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat film. Film nights are fun. Yeah, they are. I actually do periodic film nights with some of my friends. It's great. Because one of them usually just like picks a film, and then the rest of us get together every few weeks and we just watch it, and riff on it, and have some fun with it. So my friend likes picking out obviously bad films for us to watch. It's really fun just like making fun of them that way. Right, it's like our own personal little mystery science theater. What to do next? I've kind of done most of the races in this area. I want to do another cross country. Why are like barely any races in this region? Maybe I need to do more street stuff. If we go over here and do another street race.
When it is safe to do so.
Get that Porsche. Some films are so bad they're good. Yeah.
Turn around.
It's always the thing about films, right? Either you want to watch like the really good ones or
400 yards. Turn sharp left.
or the really bad ones. I think several people have said like the worst thing a film can be is boring, right? Because at least if it's like really good or really bad, you could talk about it one way or another. But if it's boring, it's like, well, what are you gonna say about it? It's mid. Yeah.
In 200
Good
yards,
talk.
Turn right. Turn around when it is
Yeah, up
safe
to
to do
30% now. A lot of your older horror films are like that.
200 yards,
Wooden acting, but
turn
still
right.
watchable. Yeah.
In 400 yards.
There's
turn
also
right.
something special about a movie that has like an interesting concept, right? They managed to build up an interesting framework, but
Turn
yeah,
right.
maybe the individual parts aren't like quite as polished as you might hope
You
they
have
would be.
arrived at your destination.
But still, you're willing to give it a go because the approaches they take are not ones you see too often, or they managed to pull it off in a pretty good way. This is a street. You know what? Let's take the cyberpunk car again. Are there any other films that you remember of that are like just in that sort of so bad they're good kind of category? Just to pivot back to that. There's one film I watched recently as part of like the Friends film night. It was called Surf Ninjas. It was definitely the kind of film that it's like, oh yeah, that's definitely not the best film, but just a lot to goof on, right? Like that weird Game Gear that was like weirdly prosthetic, or the fact that Leslie Nielsen for some reason played a villain. Also, really tried to serious it up the heck up in that movie. Town that dreaded sundown, the cars that ate Paris, surf Nazis must die. The list goes on and on. Oh man. There are some interesting titles there. Cars that ate Paris. That sounds like just someone read Stephen King's Cujo. It's like, oh, that sounds like a fascinating idea for a story. And they were like, what if we did that, but more, and in Paris? Oh yeah, I was like in another stream and someone was talking about, apparently there's a film that exists that has like an evil swimming pool. Like, yeah, the pool itself is evil and will try to kill people. Like, just imagine an idea like that, just so absurd that it's gotta be you would think it's a parody, but apparently it's not. It is the most serious film there is. That sounds like that one that has the beach sand that's alive. Like that one sandcastle Pokemon. Sand that's alive. Well, I can imagine why they would do like Night of the Living Beach Sand. I could think of several reasons actually, but yeah. Sounds like a silly thing. Was that just like basically quicksand? Someone would just like be walking down the beach and then suddenly, oh no, they've sunk up to their waist, and then no, they've disappeared beneath the surface. Just basically turned into like a constant quicksand scene. Ooh, orange wellies. I mean, I like boots, but...
So there's a TV company filming a documentary called British Racing
Oh.
Green, all about car culture in the UK. Bex is gonna be in it, but they want a second driver as well. Considering how much of a name you are around here, I figured you'd make the perfect co-star. What do you think?
Hey, speaking of British Racing Green, there it is. Well, I think we got our story focus for next time. Oh, since we're down here, we can perhaps tackle some of these races here too. Let's do that. One of those random straight-to-DVD films you see...
telling weird
Oh.
abandoned car stories, and I know it's the internet, but one of these is too good not to go check out.
Guy literally name-dropped the subreddit. I'm slightly curious though. Did they actually put up a thread on the subreddit? It'd be pretty funny if they did.
In 400 yards, turn left.
Sort of fiction meets reality kind of way, right? I wouldn't be surprised if that was just like a whole ass ARG.
200 yards.
It's like a random thread just like pops up. It's like, oh man, did you hear about this cool car in a Horizon 4? Or I guess you just want to say, oh, there's this cool car in the UK.
When it is safe to do so.
Yeah, one of those random straight-to-DVD films you'd see on late-night TV when you're channel surfing. Oh, yeah. When they just bring up the absolute dredges of media. And you're like, well, there's nothing else on at this hour, I guess I will watch this. Back in the day, anyway. These days, if it's like, well, nothing on YouTube, maybe I'll just go play a game. Or I'll go onto Twitch and see what's there. Or maybe I'll search for something else on YouTube and watch that instead. Maybe I just need something really easy on the eyes. I'm just gonna search for pet videos and watch one of those. Saw one recently that was about a haunted RV that killed the family off one by one. What the heck? Cujo, but RV. I was like, that's 2 hours I'll never get back. Oh god, I can imagine. RV. I don't know, killer vehicles always sounds like the hokiest idea to me. It's like, unless the car does more than just like run people over again and again. How does it mix things up? Also feels unfair in a way, because, you know, cars are just straight up faster than people. Like, if a car has its sights set on you, well, unless you find yourself some elevation, you're kind of boned, and even then, you might not survive that long. Then again, that goes for, like, a good number of animals, too, right? Mind you, Christine had variety in her kills for her car. Okay, at least one film's managed to pull something off. That deserves recognition, at least. Alright, let's go cover, we'll go canvas this area. Oh, we're in ad mode. Don't worry, you're just missing all the boring parts. Ah! Why do they still show the camera icon when I'm in drone mode? I don't think yeah, no, I can't go in photo mode. Dang it! Oh, I didn't realize drone had a turbo mode. Oh, it's right bumper. Yeah, whoa! Now I'm flying! It's like that G.I. Joe cartoon. Oh my god, I'm going so fast! Ah, fuck! Oh, there it is. Let's go get it. We're getting that. We're getting this car. Getting that metal. It's not bread. Well, it could be bread. But we're not going to sell it. We have no reason to sell it. Welcome back from ads. We got adverts for Sonic 3 film toys. Nice. I read that they were going to do a Happy Meal promotion for that.
You found it? Nice! The Redditors were right. I'll be there as quick as I can.
I didn't realize they would do it that soon. I guess you want to ride that wave, right?
Audi Sport Quattro with a siren and everything. People are saying this belonged to. Wait, in the door are those bullet holes? Explain later. Right now, let's get this to the garage.
Is that a film reference? See, I also see there's a light on top of that car.
We'll just lock that barn up and... Alright, call you soon.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Can't believe I did that. Oh, good. I can back out. A reference to the show Ashes to Ashes. Ah, I learned something. Huh. Okay.
Calculating route.
Pretty cool.
In 400 yards, turn left.
Speaking of McDonald's, though, I did read that in
Turn
Japan.
around when it is safe
McDonald's
to do
is
so.
like doing a big Evangelion promotion.
In 100 yards, turn left.
Like they had a set of toys that had like McDonald's items that transformed
400
into,
yards, turn
I think it was
left.
like the angels from the show. And they also have like some menu items that were like based off of the
Turn
characters.
left.
So you could get like a Shinji themed burger and an Asuka themed burger. I think there was like a third menu item. But yeah. I imagine it'd be highly unlikely to see that overseas, unfortunately. Although, never say never.
In 400 yards,
Didn't think we
Turn
would get
right.
like Sanrio X Yu-Gi-Oh toys coming stateside, but they did.
turn right.
Also, that white Ford Escort you got last week, the number plate is a real one. Ah. That's fun. What is that a reference to, though?
You have arrived at your destination.
Alright. Switch up the cars. Why don't we do the Elise? Try this one. Just going for the variety. It's like, oh yeah, I don't think I've driven this car. Why don't I drive it? We'll have some fun with it. Don't worry too much about the details of it. Also remember to take pictures, cause still lots of new cars out there. Oh yeah. Just 5 from this race alone. Ooh, this one might take a bit of work. Ah. Apparently it was a real Escort that was indeed a barn find in real life. Okay, that's a neat piece of trivia. It's like you were there making history. Or at the very least, a nice little bit of for those in the know. Or knowledge you could pick up on. Something that lets you know, yeah, these guys, they know their stuff. Pretty cool though. Gotta admit, dude, I do like the barn finds mechanic, right? Even after multiple games, it's the one thing that just feels just right. It feels like the kind of thing that belongs in a Horizon game, right? A game that's all about freedom and fun and discovery. Just going to the abandoned barn and finding this old car that your crew's gonna restore, and then you'll be able to drive later. Kind of slots in a lot of criteria there, right? And if you look close at the mini barn find, the plate says BTBDO, blow the bloody doors off. Hey now, I'm a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid.
You're through to round 7 of the Horizon Road Racing Series. I've been looking at your race data, and I'm not surprised by this at all. Keep it up.
Yeah, it turns out racing on a lower difficulty really does get you places. There's another new road. Actually, there's a bunch of new races over there. Why don't we do a few of those? I do gotta admit, I still appreciate this change of scenery here. Just the rolling green hills and everything. I mean, I know it's summer, so it's all gonna look very, very bright and cheery, but it's working. It's working.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Especially since real life is very, very cold right now. And at least for us, it's gonna get even colder.
In 100 yards, turn right.
It's like I actually have to put on my gloves.
In 400 yards, turn left.
Yeah, you can't not pass that windmill and drive through it. They built it. They have that car-shaped opening right there.
In 200
Well,
yards,
you don't think you're gonna put a car-shaped object
you have
through
arrived
that?
at your destination.
Like, think again. All right. Yeah. Wrap up warm, get the thermals out. Absolutely. At the very least, layer yourself. Honestly, that's what I've been doing. Just like a t-shirt and then another shirt over that. Usually gets me places. Okay. Alright, you know what? Let's drive to 311. Track toys. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna be on a track. Gotten used to wearing your scarf when you go out. Ah. I need to do that. I have like a bunch of scarves that I'm not using at the moment. And it's like, well, it's winter. It's the perfect time to be wearing a scarf, even if I don't necessarily need a scarf. Like, what else am I gonna get to use it? does tie it up together well. Yeah. Something about a scarf just if you pick the right one, it really does help complement an outfit. Then again, I feel like a lot of outfits are enhanced by like some sort of neckwear. I wonder if that's why you see like a lot of anime characters wear chokers, because it's like the chokers just like help enhance the outfit, like any sort of neckwear, right? Even if it's not a choker, it could be like a ribbon or a tie or something like that. Just any kind of thing you wear around the neck, it just helps accent an outfit in one way or another. If they're a floof, you're bound to see a collar. Oh yeah. Any degree of animal person will usually have a collar. Like, I don't think I've seen a dog or a cat VTuber who isn't wearing a collar of some sort. This does remind me of that one comic I saw on Twitter, I think, where someone was like opening a present and they were like, OMG, a collar, and then they put the collar on. It was like, oh man, this is so great. You guys are so awesome. And they look over at their friends, and their friends just have this look on their face while they also have a dog, right? It's like, I've seen so many furry struggle tweets like that. Ooh. Okay, wait, that's a dirt racing series, alright. People are wondering why a collar has appeared from nowhere, but I have no pet. That's when you fall back on that old excuse. Oh, it's my friends, right? Yeah, it's not mine. I'm just keeping it for someone, you know. I got it for them. Somehow I think trucks might be ill-fitting for this event. I know a portion of it is gonna be on dirt, but still. Oh, here's the dirt part. The lean on that trophy truck. Throw really does like swinging. Really does like swinging out there. I just feel like that kind of thing. You turn it too far, it's gonna go sailing. It's just gonna go suddenly yeet itself off into the sun there. Oh wait, get back here. I need to get past you. Yeah, them brakes aren't gonna stop that runaway 5,000-pound truck. Yeah. Wherever this truck wants to go, it will go. Right? It's like a cat. If a cat wants to sit somewhere, it will sit there. No one's gonna stop it. Right? It's like the old saying goes, if it fits, I sits. Certainly makes these barriers all the more impressive, though, considering they can stop these trucks dead in their tracks. What are those things made of? Maybe it's like the same stuff Wolverine's skeleton is made out of. You just put a whole bunch of adamantium barriers together. Adamantium and diamonds? Now that's a combo.
Hey, I'm down at the garage. That mysterious Audi Sport Quattro is ready.
Nice. Alright. Well, there's one more event close by. Why don't we do this one?
100 yards.
That'll be the last
Turn
one.
left.
We'll go back to the house after that, claim our borrowing fines, and
400
then
yards. Turn left.
can wrap things up from there.
Turn left. You
Well,
have arrived at your
crossfire.
destination.
This is gonna be like a figure 8 circuit, isn't it? Thanks to that Crossfire commercial, I can't help but think. Anytime someone says Crossfire, I just think that guy on the commercial going, Crossfire! Crossfire! Huh. No, we actually own the Crossfire game. It's not as exciting as you thought. You might think it would be, judging from the commercial. Kind of a pain, too, when you consider there's like tons of those little metallic balls that could potentially slip under under a lot of things. And the game itself was like really simplistic, right? You just took those metal balls and shot them at your enemy's puck to try to knock it into the goal. It was funny because the commercials made it look like the sickest thing ever. It's like, oh yeah, the loser's just gonna suddenly spin out and then explode in the sky or something, but no, that obviously does not happen. Oh yeah, that and Hungry Hungry Hippos. For some reason, they made that one look way more exciting than it is. It's essentially a giant button mash contest, but it looked like so much more than that. I remember when I actually got to play it the first time. It was like during an elementary school board game night, like way back in the day. I remember playing it and being sufficiently whelmed. I was like, huh, guess I'm glad I didn't get that one. Oh, and there was also Mr. Bucket. Although that was like partially, I guess mostly because of its theme song, especially when, you know, we entered middle school and we started having that sort of the level of maturity associated with that age too, right? Good practice for when you started playing butt mashing games. Oh yeah. Although, you know, with the rate at which we went, those games ended up breaking fairly quickly. Kids and being delicate, name a less iconic duo, right? Oh, and there was also Bop It. Anyone remember Bop It? Kind of essentially was just like glorified Simon Says, but kind of thing that also became popular amongst me and my friends in middle school because we had the maturity to match. Those adverts were so annoying. Looking back, yeah, they kind of were. Also not as exciting as you might hope, right? I was like, yeah, you just do the thing that the game tells you to do, and then if you fail, you just hear the ah, right? The price for failure, you hear guy scream .mp3. And then they made up like the souped up versions of the Bop It that had like more than 3 actions. Some of them had like 5, and some had like even more than that. Like what, the classic 3 were like Bop It, Twist It, Pull It, but then they added other stuff like Spin It and I don't know what else, but yeah. Street Scene Hoodie, oh yeah! Oh my god! Wow! A skirt that matches my blazer. Incredible.
Did I tell you? You're in the next round of Street Scene! Wicked, right? We're gonna... Sorry. I mean... You're in the next round of Street Scene.
You're on the radio. You're kind of... got the wrong idea already. Alright, well, it's a good thing there's a house nearby. First there was that ball thing that looked like Saturn you balanced on, then Skip It. Oh, I remember both of those, right? I remember. The Saturn ball was specifically in gym class, and yeah, the kids loved playing on that. Wish I had the balance for it. The skip ball, though, I don't think I ever saw that in gym class. I just saw that on the playground. Never got into that.
Recalculating route. In 200 yards, turn left. 200 yards, turn right. Turn right. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
While playing on those, enjoy a push pop. Maybe I'll just go like suck on my ring pop. While ingesting some pop rocks. And slapping some bracelets onto my friend's wrists. Oh wow, 3 barn finds this session. Oh wait, no, I think I wanted to go here. It's a good thing I didn't have the credits to advance
about
that
those
one.
holes. The story on Reddit was that this used to belong to a police detective who was involved in multiple shootouts. I'm like 80% sure that nobody died in this car. So enjoy, I guess.
It's okay, cars in a TV world can absorb like a ton of bullets. Don't push me, push a push pop. Oh yeah,
So I
the
looked this
age
thing
of
up, read all about
catchphrases
it.
too.
Built in 1993, but for straight line speed, it'll match most supercars on the road today. Speaking of which, you want to do the honors?
The over specialization. One more.
Had a word with a mechanic. He thinks, mind, someone was trying to build a hill climb car out of it. Cut out the wheel arches, got the engine bay ready for a V8, then gave up, I suppose. Oh well, their loss is our gain.
Someone's trying to do some DIY on the car. There was an attempt. Alright, one more thing. We gotta come back and customize our character here. So where is it? Yeah! Boom! Okay, I need a different shirt. What's a good shirt for this one? Actually, now I think about it, I think maybe the gold tank top might still be a good fit. Or maybe the floral waistcoat. It does have the sheen, the shiny bow tie. Since this outfit is already extremely tacky, why not just tacky it up even further? Wait, what's this our business? It's the royal plural, right? That's what my parents would always say, right? Whenever they say we, etc., 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 I would say something like, you don't, I don't agree to this, and they would go, I meant the royal we. I'm like, I guess we'll keep the disco boots, because that's... And, flat cap, we're definitely gonna swap. Sure, let's go with the VIP top hat. And the glasses... up the tacky factor. We'll bring in these glasses, and I guess the wrists don't matter since we can't see it. Gloves, got no gloves. Outfit, why would I swap that out? Yep. These dances are perfect. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Look at me. I'd absolutely make a splash. Everyone would turn their head to look at me and go, what the hell is this? Does anyone play Monkey Island? Anyone remember the boat salesman Stan? The guy with the coat that never moved? Such a iconic effect that when they brought Stan to 3D, they went out of their way to recreate the unmoving plaid effect his coat had. Actually pretty impressive on a technical level. You remember it, but never played it. Ah, man. First 2 Monkey Islands at least are worth playing. Like, I remember when the special edition came out back when, and people were like, this is how you remake a game. And I'd say it still probably holds true to this day. Another game to throw on the list. I do want to play Monkey Island Special Edition. At least the first one. Alright. Well, in any case, that has been a pretty good night. You think we we helped help Racer out with their top 10 list. We got some more races done, advanced in the rounds for all 4 racing disciplines, so been a pretty good night, wouldn't you say? But yeah, I guess I'll call it like a little earlier here because I am feeling a little bit more tired. So yeah, call it here. Have a good rest and night. Yeah, you have yourself a good rest and a good morning. Hopefully the rest of your week goes better, and thanks for hanging out. Oh wow. Yeah, thanks to everyone. We'll just go back in the house. Yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and hung around and chatted, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Friday, where we might possibly see the conclusion of Dungeons of Hinterberg. I got 3 dungeons left, and things seem to be coming to a head. The mayor's like, oh man, I got big things coming, and well, you know, everything's gonna clash together at some point. If you want my prediction, mayor's gonna introduce like some sort of Uber robot to keep the citizens in line, and then the magic entity comes out and takes over the Uber robot, and you gotta fight the fused Uber robot entity as the final boss. You heard it here, folks. First, folks, let's see if that happens in 2 days. Let's look for someone to raid for now. After I put up some music, it'll probably be the same one we've done before. Well, we'll just do the intro song. Just keep at that, because it's not causing my VOD to be muted. Thank goodness for that. We'll see who's on here. Yeah, quite a few people playing Fortnite. But then again, they came out with the Hatsune Miku pack, I think just today, actually. Of course, a lot of people would be jumping into it. Apparently, they're going to release Godzilla tomorrow. They're like a fan of one of those 2 series. These next few days of Fortnite are for you. Someone's playing SnowRunner. Actually surprising. There's another game that's been popular recently, Me-Side. I read that was a horror game, so I ain't touching that one. to see someone's playing Overwatch 2. Slightly shocking. Ow. I think I might have found someone. They seem like a cool person. Let's see what they're up to. Oh wait. Second thought. Let's see who else is out there. Oh yeah, we're at that point where I waffle over who I want to raid into. Fun times. I believe I've rated them before, but you know what? I can rate them again. Ain't nothing. The rules say you can only rate a person once, right? Alright, see if this goes through. Oh, looks like it's gonna. Alright. Read the message tonight. Okay, since this is like slightly relevant to what happened. There. Raid message is going to be a top 10 raid. Raid E is going to be Queen Jade VT. They're playing Satisfactory. Good way to wind down and mix things up right after a relaxing bout of racing and driving in the UK. We can watch someone build an automated factory. Let's give them our support, all right? And if you're joining on the raid, give them top 10 raid, and if not, have a good rest of your week. I'll see you on Friday for the possible conclusion of Dungeons of Hinterberg. Take care. It's weird, right? I don't feel like particularly baited, but it's like a certain part of me that goes, I've almost hit my limit, so maybe I should listen to that part of me, right? You know, as people are usually say these days, self-care is important. You take care of yourself too. All right, see ya.